Greetings in the love of Jesus, precious friend. It's good to see you today. Do you know that feeling that comes when you've found something that you had lost? Whether it be a document that you had misplaced, or finding your car keys or your house keys, or some money or a special piece of jewelry, your favorite pair of earrings. Until you find what you are looking for, it's hard to be at rest, isn't it? You keep trying to remember when last you used it, and you keep thinking, where could it be? Where did I put it? And it's frustrating and it's tiring because your mind continues to think about it all the time. But oh, when you find what you are looking for, when you find what you need, it's like relief just floods your heart and your mind. And you suddenly have that sense of rest that had been missing all along. 1 Samuel chapter 30 speaks into a lost and found situation. The loss so different from car keys or house keys or documents, and the finding so much more valuable than money or jewelry. We see David out in the wilderness and still so very, very far away from being made king, had taken his men to go and fight. And while David and his men were away, the Amalekites had come and they had raided David's home and his camp at Ziklag, and had carried off all the women, all the children, everyone, everything. And if that wasn't enough, they then set fire to Ziklag, and the Bible tells us that they burnt it to the ground. Can you imagine David and his fighting men coming back from battle that hadn't gone as well as they'd anticipated? They're nearing home, they're imagining, anticipating their children coming, charging to meet them, arms open. They're picturing happy reunions, and they can almost taste the food they know their wives will prepare for them as a special welcome home meal. And then from just a little way away, they see the smoke billowing in the sky, and they start to feel sick to their stomachs. Something is wrong, very, very wrong. And as they draw nearer, all they see is ashes and the smoke still lifting to the sky. David and his men had lost everything: their wives, their children, their servants, their animals, their livestock, their possessions, their homes, everything. The loss was great. Verse 3 and 4 tell us that when David and his men saw the ruins and realized what had happened to their families, they wept until they could weep no more. Such a sad picture, isn't it? David had lost 2 of his wives, and he was about to lose even more. You see, the grief his men felt in the face of their great loss turned to anger and then bitterness. And these men who had stood side by side with David, back to back in great and fierce battles, they start to turn on David. The blame game starts, and they start to talk about stoning David. Can you imagine how he felt? Here he was, a stranger in the Philistine land. His wives had been taken, his possessions stolen away, and now he has even lost the loyalty, the respect, the admiration of his men. Such great loss. And then in this drear and dismal story, there's this beautiful nugget, this beautiful verse. In verse 6 it says, "But David found strength in the Lord his God." Lost and found. David found strength in the Lord. In that moment when David's whole world had been turned upside down and inside out yet again, David knew where to turn. David knew where to look. David knew where his need would be met. David knew where to find what he was looking for. Today, I don't know what you need, but God does. I don't know what you have lost, but I know where you can look. Perhaps like David, you find yourself feeling very alone, or maybe your strength is waning. Perhaps you're dealing with more than you feel you can handle. Perhaps you're a little tired, a little overextended, and maybe even overwhelmed. Perhaps you feel like David did and just surrounded by smoke and ashes. Isaiah 40 verse 29 and 31 bring encouragement to us and tells us that those who look to the Lord, those that wait on the Lord, those that trust the Lord, he will help, just like he helped David. It says he gives power to those who are tired and worn out. He offers strength to the weak. Those who wait on the Lord will find new strength. As the new day lies ahead of you, won't you look in the same place that David did to find what you need? You won't be disappointed. You see, He's exactly what you need. He's all that you need today. God bless you.